Hey, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. This is the author Andrew Snorton, and you're joining us for the Fast 15, as we typically do each and every Wednesday about 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, with a couple exceptions here and there. We take about a 15-minute moment to kind of pause, check up, check in, enjoy a note from any of the books or audio books that I've done, have a few announcements, and then close out on a positive note. As you guys know, when life is lifing, sometimes you can't wait till the end of the day or the beginning of the next day to pause and reboot. So we hope this kind of is a neat little landing space for everybody, just for a few minutes, just kind of do a simple reset, check up, check in, things along those lines. So we took a break last week with it being the back end of the holiday weekend, as me celebrating a birthday, and so we're back at it for today. So hey, want to give a shout to Mano J Tune, so definitely check them out. Thanks a lot for joining. So to stay connected with me, the best ways are going to be Instagram, AuthorASnorton. Click on the link in the bio. That way it'll take you to my Linktree, which is linktr.ee/AuthorASnorton. From there, you can navigate through accordingly, so you can check out the newsletter, which comes out twice a month, all the social media handles, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, YouTube. Make sure to subscribe to the YouTube channel, by the way. The info on archival shows with the Conversation Corner on the Status Network, the current podcast Lens Depends that we do with Emery Rose Photography, a few interviews, and of course, in order to enjoy any of my books to the fullest, you need a cup or you need a bag of really good coffee. So nothing better than the author Andrew Snorton blend. This is the bourbon infused coffee that I'm sipping on. So shouts to my collaborative team at Fonte's Coffee for making that happen. We've been going strong with it since October 2022. So you definitely want to make sure to check it out. So let me get a sip right quick. Or two. And I'm actually sipping out of one of my mugs, so I might do another run. But this is definitely a quote that I try to focus on, and I think for everybody, embrace your greatness. And, you can tell it's gotten a little bit of wear time on it, but it's got my info. So maybe I'll do a new batch, in the not too distant future. So before we get into our selection for the day, I always want to take a moment for our pause and check-in time. We know that there's a number of people that are going through stuff, whether it's health-related, physical or mental, financial, family relationships, friends, significant other relationships. There's some things that just are not going well for a number of people. And, we kid around and say life is lifing, but that's true. When life hits you, sometimes you're prepared for it and sometimes you're far from it. So if you or someone is going through some type of hurdle, some type of challenge that's, a little bit more difficult and a little bit longer, definitely want to give a word of encouragement out to anybody that's in that situation. You definitely have the right to feel some kind of way, but a bigger right is taking the time to pause and pivot, and see, hey, look, what are constructive ways for me to move forward from this? So if that sounds like you or someone we're definitely rooting for you, and a word of encouragement out there. On the flip side, there's good things that are happening to people. Some people might have gotten that promotion. They might have found, some extra change in their pocket. Something positive happened professionally, community-wise, personally. And so if that sounds like you or someone we definitely want to congratulate you. You should take a moment to pause and reflect and celebrate, because you know what you had to work through in order to get there. But keep it in perspective and keep it in moderation and feed off the positive energy and keep moving forward. So if that sounds like you or someone definitely congratulations to you. So with those notes being said, normally what we do is the first Wednesday of the month is when I pull a selection from my library from a book that has impacted me or, made me kind of pause and think twice. So since we didn't do our stuff last Wednesday, we're doing it this Wednesday. So the book that I'm choosing is coming from the archives, Sun Tzu, The Art of War. This is definitely a very influential book, and it's not just war like in warfare. This can be any type of battle. So a lot of people apply it towards like the military, and obviously there's a lot of military references in here, but it's more than that when you really dig beneath the surface. So I want to read this selection from The Art of War, from the third chapter, the last paragraph in here, and it reads as follows. Hence the saying, if you know the enemy and know yourself, you need not fear the result of 100 battles. If you know yourself but not the enemy, for every victory gained, you will also suffer a defeat. If you know neither the enemy nor yourself, you will succumb in every battle. Now, this quote spoke to me, especially that very first sentence. If you know the enemy and know yourself, you need not fear the result of 100 battles. Some of us have heard, you have to know yourself. To thine own self be true. But when you think about it, especially for those of you, based on what you do, you're getting closer to that next accomplishment. You're getting closer to getting that paper done or getting that promotion or getting that book done. Then all of a sudden, stuff comes out of nowhere to kind of throw you off. Now, this is one of those things where if you understand that whole principle is as you get closer to your next accomplishment, you're going to get pushback. You might not know where the source of the pushback is going to come, but you're going to get it. So now that you know that, hey, this is likely to happen, that's you knowing yourself and seeing what adjustments to make, but it also means you know the enemy. Marinate on that for a minute. So even though Sun Tzu is talking about this in regards to military, there are some life things that you can apply this to. Again, when you're getting closer to the goal and pushback comes, or all of a sudden things just pop out of nowhere. But if you know that that's part of the process, then guess what? You're prepared and ready for it, and you just work through it. That can be for any challenge. So obviously it's best to know yourself and know who you're dealing with. Then, obviously what they were saying is if you know yourself but you don't know who you're dealing with, you're going to win some and lose some. But if you have no clue of who you are or somebody else, you're going to be in trouble. So I guess from that, it's just get a clue. Get a working idea, get a clue. So shouts to, I don't know when this was done years ago, but definitely check this out. I'm going to reread some of this because I'm getting closer to some things and there's some battles I got to fight. That's all I got to say. So a couple of things as we get ready to pause and pivot and do some announcements. Of course, thank you to each and every one of you that wished me a happy birthday as it was over the Labor Day weekend. So thank you to each and every one of you for the acknowledgement. I really appreciate it. Events are coming up. This coming Friday, September 13th, on the campus of Wake Forest University at the main campus bookstore at Taylor Hall. From 2 to 4:30 p.m., join me for my pop-up. I'll have all the books, information on the audiobooks. I will have limited bags of the coffee, including limited bags of the bourbon infused. So you definitely I'd say you want to get out there by like 2:15, 2:20, to be honest with you. So make sure to check me out there. September 13th, 2 to 4:30 p.m. at the main campus bookstore, Wake Forest University. September 21st, from 11:30 a.m. to 1:30 p.m., I'll do an author's talk in Lithonia, Georgia at Black Dot Cultural Center. It's a bookstore, coffee house, a great meeting hub. So shouts to Dr. Erica Macon, who will serve as the moderator for that event. So it's open to the public. Make sure to pop up. We'll have some of the coffee. We'll start with a little sip of the coffee, network, that type of thing. Do our main talk, and then afterwards, book signing, purchase to not only support me, but to support the venue. So definitely make sure to check me out on September 21st. Shouts to all the bookstores, independent bookstores that are definitely helping so many authors, myself included. Definitely got to give a shout to the Book House in Winston-Salem. I was able to make a stop there last week. The owners, the entire team, they're just real amazing. And for the 21 and older, that lavender mimosa is actually pretty good. So you want to check it out. Check them out on Wednesdays when they do the wine down Wednesday, as well as on the weekends when they do the lavender mimosas. Let them know Drew sent you. Try to think of who else. All the venues, and I see Coffee Loft ATL just joined. I'll tell you what, if you have not checked out that intimate workspace and whatnot, you want to check them out. I know we're overdue with getting some stuff done, so I'm publicly acknowledging that. But when you're in Castleberry Hill District. Definitely want to check out Coffee Loft ATL. Again, great owner, great workspace, great creative, all that type of thing. So you definitely want to make sure to check them out. Those are the main things I've got coming up for September. I know that there's stuff that we're working on for the month of October that will be dropping later on this month, as well as November. Of course, thank you to every patron on every level: reader, book club, bookstore, book festival, all that type of thing. So thank you, thank you, thank you. Trying to say, make sure, with anything, like, share, add, repost, inbox. I'll definitely do what I can to follow up. I'm trying to see if there's really anything else, because I'm really just getting ready for, like I said, being up in Carolina. Side note, I just remembered. On the press and media end, check out AuthorASnorton CCS on Instagram. Right now it's college football season, so through them doing some college football coverage. So, definitely make sure to check it out. Shouts to Emery Rose Photography, our collaborative partner for Lens to Pens podcast. Make sure to check out Lens to Pens on your favorite social media platforms. It's the one with the purple camera, the purple mic, and the purple book. So you want to make sure to check it out, as we drop those episodes once every 2 weeks. So check out the current episode that dropped last week on your favorite podcast platforms. But definitely add Lens to Pens on Instagram and Facebook for the details. Trying to see if there's anything else, because there's just been a lot. Couple of things. We know the significance of the day, 9/11, the anniversary of what happened in New York City, Boston, and we forget DC and Pennsylvania. So definitely acknowledgments to any of the families of those who were, victimized, all that type of thing. And definitely just take a moment to just kind of pause and reboot and reflect. In arts and entertainment, James Earl Jones, a lot of people remember him as the voice of Darth Vader from the Star Wars trilogies and whatnot, but just a great actor across the board, and not only just with his voice, but with his presence. And then earlier today, Frankie Beverly, the lead singer for Maze featuring Frankie Beverly, transitioned. We know there's others, that known and unknown, that have transitioned. I was about to say, acknowledgments to the family, friends, associates, and definitely the Zeta Pi chapter of Alpha Phi Alpha Fraternity Incorporated regarding Brother Clinton ages. Wrapping my head around that one. I may have some commentary on that, but today's not the day. But definitely acknowledgments to them and anybody that's gone through some type of loss. We pay attention to the folks in arts and entertainment and other things, and rightfully so, for their impact on that end. But we know day to day there's that family member, friend, loved one, what have you, that impacted you locally, and those hit differently and hit a little bit harder. Thank you to Coffee Loft ATL. Keep doing great things, dude. I'm trying, man. I'm trying. It's not easy, but I'm definitely trying. And again, shouts to the folks who have been on. Mano, J-Tune, that hopped on. Definitely check out whatever animated stuff they've got going on. See if it's a fit. Coffee Loft ATL, like I said, doing great workspace, creative space work. So check them out whenever you are in the Castleberry Hill district of the city. I guess I'm running out of stuff. Probably that's a hint for me to pause and eat some lunch. I'm sorry, guys. I am a little bit tired. But thanks for bearing with me. So as we get ready to wind down, again, pretty much each and every Wednesday about 1 o'clock, we'll take about 15 minutes to pause, check up, check in. Hopefully it helps you and it's helping somebody else. I know it helps me to kind of pause and reboot and reset. To stay connected with me, Instagram is the easiest way, AuthorASnorton, but click on the link in the bio for my Linktree, and then from there you can navigate through to check out the newsletter, the other social media that I'm on, the website, the info regarding the AuthorASnorton blend coffee in collaboration with Fonte's Coffee, archival editions of the Conversation Corner on the Status Network, Lens to Pens podcast in partnership with Emery Rose Photography, other articles from different outlets that have interviewed me and things along those lines. So as we get ready to close out, just be aware, man. Just pause and be aware. That's the simplest thing I'll say. Pause and be aware. Be aware of where you're trying to go, what you're trying to do, the people you're around. I know it's a lot, but just try to be as aware as possible. Definitely you too. I know we'll definitely have to chop it up once I get back. From doing this event in North Carolina. So until next time, ladies and gentlemen, seriously, all of you take very good care. Thank you so much for your kind words, encouragement, all that. It means a lot. Again, shouts to everybody from every reader, book club, bookstore, book festival. And I'd be remiss if I didn't acknowledge the folks at the Mississippi Book Festival in Jackson, Mississippi. So not able to do it this year, but looking to be back in 2025. And as we close out, whether small or big, a victory is a victory, whether slow or swift, movement is movement. So keep it victorious, keep it moving. All of you take very good care. And I look forward to seeing you guys real soon.